Okay, finally, I hope it is. You can see me, you can hear me, let me know. Hi Lane, hi the two Karens. Oh no, it's only, oh no, they are two, they are both, because I usually know that we have two Karens and then maybe a third comes after that. Hi Ramona, hi Carlene. Good. The trailer is not new, it's like 4 years old, something like that, but now I have the opportunity to, when I schedule a live, to make it be a trailer. So if you, that's what new people who are not subscribers see when they first come to my channel. So let's go to what we are going to do today. Hi Kim, hi Ilyanka, hi Roll With It, hi Catherine. So I thought, because we did before, we did Halloween kawaii stuff. Hi Black Onyx Cat. But we never did Kawaii Winter themed earrings. So I thought that maybe it's time to do that. So without further ado, let's get on it. I am sorry, but I don't know how long you've been on my channel. You probably subscribed from one of my videos, not from the channel itself, so probably that's why. So if you remember, I told you that, give me a second, grab this, that generally speaking, for kawaii, which kawaii in Japanese means cute, right? I'm trying to find something that hasn't been written on. Okay. And for kawaii, generally speaking, the idea is that it has to be rather roundish. It has to be, make sure that you can see, it has to have a head. If it has a body, the head has to be much bigger than the body. And very important, usually you'd have the mouth kind of like between the eyes. So it doesn't matter if the eyes are round, and they are not usually made round. Usually they are, and you'll see the difference. Usually they are either like this, most common is this, right? Or like this. This is for a more sleepy look. But the mouth is this shape, and it has to be almost between the eyes. Not exactly between the eyes, but kind of like at the lower edge of the eyes. So if we draw a line here, it's going to be like this. Again, if we draw a line here, it's going to be here. So what we have here, and we can actually make, if you make a whole eye, make sure that the iris is very big. Most of the time it's just the iris used, or just big black dots. But this is the whole idea, and from this you can start with anything, designing anything. Hi Colleen, hi Kim, hi Sandra. So let's start first with the easiest one of all, and for all of them the best thing to do is to use one of those eye screws after they are baked. Just drill a little hole in the top of their head or hat or whatever, and then put in an eye screw with a little bit of glue. So I got a bead. Actually, let me make this a little bit darker, because if I'm working with white on white, better. Okay, so I got a bead. I'm going to make it more in a cylinder. This is just for measuring purposes, for nothing else. So I'm going to give it about, if I divide it in 3, I'm going to cut it the 3, to have 1/3 and 2/3, right? So this will be the body, the smallest one will be the body, and this will be the head. And the next thing that we do is some black for the whole eye thing. So I have a little bit of black here, and I'm going to, if you're not comfortable with using my method of making thin strings that are all even and nice, to go from the start, you first make a bead. You can use the extruder if you have one, but you don't really need an extruder, sorry. So you start with a bead, roll it a little bit, make sure the ends aren't separating, because a lot of times it can happen, and then using a small acrylic block, you get this string. Now the whole technique is hold here with one finger without pressing too hard. You don't have to deform the clay, just hold, and then moving left and right and going down with very little pressure, very little pressure. It will make you have beautiful, perfectly even strings, as you can see. So this will be a snowman. So let's put these together, squish them just a little bit to make sure that they are together. And I need my eyeglasses. And I'm going to grab 3 little pieces of the black, and then roll them so that the ends will be a little bit pointy. And these are actually a little bit too big, so I'm going to do this and then cut them in 2, and I'll have some for the next one. Okay. Not so much, because you want them to be about 1/4 of the diameter of the head. Okay, now I need my, there it is. And now I'm going to place them. So I'm going to first place the mouth, and I need it to be a little bit thinner on this side. And place it about half the distance, and then gently curl the ends upright. And now the eyes go the other way. That's still a little bit too big. Well, they are too big. This is all too big. Hold on. Let me make them a little bit smaller even. So move the ends upright. A. Ugh. It's very cold here, so it affects my hands. Sorry about that. And then we'll do the eyes with the opposite. Turning them opposite than the mouth. So there we go, and let's do this one too. I'm trying to not lose what's going on the chat. So when you place it, only press on the middle as much as possible. So there we go, we have the little happy face, the kawaii happy face. Let's give it some buttons, some charcoal buttons. Just going where I don't want it to go. And let's make it also a hat, because that's what snowmen have, right? So, hi Francis, hi Janine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first make two little beads, one a little bit bigger than the other. And I'm going to use red. And flatten one. Make sure there's no cracked edges, because usually it can happen. And we are going to make a little tiny cylinder out of this. Okay, so I have a bead. I'm going to cylindricize it, then put it on top, and there we go. Now we have a fat cylinder, right? So I'm gonna first place this. Oops. And a tiny cylinder. And there you go. These make absolutely adorable earrings. Now let's go for another one. What should we make? Let's make a, and I have some colors here. I've been working on some stuff. I had yesterday a sponsor thing. Okay, so let's see what this is going to be. First, I mean, this you can use any colors. That's not a given of what you should use red, or you should use blue, or you should use this or that. No. And I'm going to give it a few little flowers. I'm making first a little string. Okay. Yes, hit that like button, please. Hey, it still doesn't want to go. Yeah, I'm supposed to go Tuesday to get the shots in my thumbs. Okay, now I'm going to just grab some twiddle bits and make them round, because I need a few of these, okay? About 5 or 6 per flower. And again, it's entirely up to you what you want to do. You can even make a white one with green, or a red one with green or gold, or whatever. It's entirely up to you. It's open season. And I'm going to place a few of these to make little flowers. Hey, I thought I grabbed one. Guess I didn't. Hi, Tawana. That's a nice name. And one more. Now, now I'm going to make again the eyes and stuff. Yes, that is awesome. This is, I don't know how many of us would have survived without the internet and being able to still be in touch with people throughout the whole pandemic thing. And I know it looks very delicate, but I can assure you it's not. I mean, think about this. If I can do it, I'm sure that you can do it too. Huh, did you try reloading? I told you one of my main problems is that because of the nerve damage, I cannot always feel what's going on, especially with the tip of my fingers. Okay, and this is too far in. Hey. Okay, this, and if you don't know yet what this is, I'll show you here in a minute. Oh, just steroids. I have base of the thumb osteoarthritis and in both hands, but in the right hand it's worse because it's my dominant hand, and also there's a little piece of spur that broke and is wandering around. So sometimes for me, pinching and holding like this is very, very painful. So okay, so I made a little, I'm gonna make a little cylinder. This is actually not big enough. So they go from somewhere from here and they go in and they put, it's not just steroid, I think it's also a numbing agent that holds for a while, and it usually, I usually get it done at the beginning of fall, but because the bivalent shot didn't oh, come on, sit straight, didn't come up until October, I wasn't able to. Okay, and I'm going to place it right here. And grab a little bit of, yeah, go and ask if you didn't take care of it. There can be, the problem is that when spurs grow here, it starts pushing on the tendons, and it's called decurvens tendinosynovitis, and basically means that there's inflammation there because of course the spur keeps rubbing against the tendon, and it causes it to be inflamed and not work so good. Hi Darla. Okay, so I'm going to make a little just to make it look actually like Christmas ornament. Of course, if you have, I just didn't want to get up and get it. You can use, if you have a camper cutter that's like a small flower, you can use that. And then when you put the eye screw in here, it will look exactly like the hanging part of the Christmas ornament. Sit here. And there we go, we have a little ornament. And then of course another thing you can do is little trees, and if you don't like it this bright green, you can use a little bit of, just a pinch of black in it, but I'm gonna just keep this green because it's so. The main thing, first of all, we're gonna teardrop it. So do the bead until you see no folding lines left. So to teardrop it, you drop the bead between your palms, and there we go. And then press a little. And before we do anything else, it needs to be actually a little bit longer. Before we do anything else, I'm going to first do the eyes and mouth. And of course each of these you do them twice so that you have two earrings. You can make it a little bit bigger and have a pendant if you so desire. So let's first give it the little face. And actually on this one I think I'm not going to give it closed eyes, but let's go for the big eyes. So I need 2 little white beads first. That's too big. Get off my hand. Goodness gracious, this one loves me. Go away. There you go. So I'm going to need 2 little beads first. And trust me, the needle is better to use than anything else. So got these. They have to be round, and then flatten them. Remember, we use the same thing as position as for the closed eyes. So we got this. Okay, one is a little bit higher than the other, but that's fine. And then we are going to get 2 little blacks. And be very careful when you do the beads. I know that when I make small beads, the tendency is that they get yeah, I talk to the clay a lot. They get ovaloid more than, and you can put them even towards the center a lot, so they are slightly cross-eyed. Makes them just look cuter. So we have a little, it doesn't really look like a Christmas tree, does it? But I hope I have that here. Where are you? Okay, I guess I removed my cuticle cutter from here. No, I didn't, it's here. So, cuticle cutter. First, let's go here. And you can use one of those linoleum cutters too, without a problem. Okay, it got a little bit smooshed down. And let's give it some colorful ornaments. So just use whatever you have on hand, itty bitty pieces. Doesn't want to sit here. Well, I wouldn't be able to use potty mouth on YouTube because they would give me one of those You broke our terms of service. Terms and conditions. Community guidelines. Blah, blah, blah. I guess if you're not Gordon Ramsay, you're not supposed to use any kind of that kind of stuff. Okay, now I would do whatchamacallit, a reindeer, but it's a little bit more complicated and I don't want to go into too much of that stuff. So you give me an idea. What else do you want to make to scene made as a kawaii earring, winter themed? Oh, of course we can do the Santa. I forgot about the Santa. Just a second. Okay, so you need, yes, Kawaii carrots. So we need a little bit of beige or living doll or super Sculpey, doesn't really matter which. Just to be skin. I forgot my machine was on thing. There we go. So this is the tree. Doesn't look like a tree, I'm sorry. You can do it differently. I think that Fiona did a tutorial recently on how to make trees. They are not kawaii, but they are miniature trees. I think I saw that on my homepage in YouTube. Oh, we can try that. I have the clay cutter. You can actually do, but you won't be able to put the eyes and stuff. If you just want to make little trees, I'll show you. Okay, so again, eyes and nose. Sorry, I'm still having a little bit, I never got rid of that sore throat. It's like a tickle in my throat, so that's why I'm uhing and unhing all the time. Alright, so first the eyes, and of course it had to go all the way. And why you put first the eyes and the mouth? Because even if you slip a little bit, you're not yet to the point of selecting the up and down. So even if they are a little bit higher or lower than where you initially wanted to place them, it just means that your whole little head will be and if you want it to be much, okay, this is too long, be much neater and much cleaner, After you put the eyes and the mouth, I didn't put the eyes separated enough. You can just go ahead and do a little bit more of this. But what do we need? We need a beard, obviously. So as before, I'm going to first make a bead. Let me see. I might have made it too big, but we'll see here in a minute. And here, very carefully, drag a little bit up. So it would be fluffy. And the same in the back here. Now, another bead. Red, of course. That can actually go with a roller for this one. And I'm going to use a toothpick. But before I use the toothpick, let's do this. Let's give it a little bit of a trim. And just kind of make it a little bit fuzzy with your needle. Now we grab this and we use a toothpick to conify it. Karen, I have actually, and it might help you when it comes to doing that. There's a live, I think it was, and I made it at the request of the grandkids of, I mean, not the request of the grandkids. The grandmother wanted to do that for her grandkids, and it was Pusheen and Unitato. Okay, so we're gonna give it a Just make sure that you bring the tip all the way down, and of course you know to give it a little pom-pom here. And there you go, we have a Kawaii Santa. What was the other one? Let me, in the meantime, let me look for the Pusheen one to give you the link. Okay. It was Pusheen and Unitato. Super mini charms. This is it. And to give you a little preview. So you can see how tiny they are. They are about the size of my fingernail. I don't know why it was that craze. So it's 4 years ago. There was a craze with the kids with Pusheen and Unitato. So that is it. Okay. So you can do that. What was the next one? You wanted an elf, huh? Let's do an elf. So again, the basic as before, a bead for the head. Let me open my little. Why is this? I thought I clicked it. When I told you I don't have a lot of sensitivity on the tip of my finger. Okay, so as before, the head, and I need my glasses, and then eyes and mouth, before doing anything else. And this is huge, so we're gonna separate it, and we need a little mouth. Alrighty. Oh, I got a little green here, so let's start here. And the second one, there we go. So this would be the face of the elf, as usual, right? And then the next thing I'm going to do is to give it a little hat, and we're gonna make it a more elvish hat, right? So just to make it much easier, I'm going to make first a little, let me see, this is a little bit too big. So we make first an ovoid, then get the tips like this, and you can bring it a little bit like this, and then place it on right here in the middle. No, it's not a punk elf, I promise you, it's not a punk elf. And then I'm going to go like this, And like this. Come on, get out. We don't want you anymore. Get out of here. And on the other side the same. I just want to create the edge of the hat. And if you're wondering why my hands don't work very good like this, it's mostly because I hold them against my torso. There is no way for me to lean on anything, you know. So let's make this a little bit neater and cleaner. And now we can make two more. Little things like this, and we got a little elf hat. And of course the next thing we need, just make sure don't make them too big, because you have to think that earrings go in the hair, so they are prone to getting caught in the hair, and certain movements might just pull the ears out of the elf. Pew! So to make the ears, we just go with a bead, and again make the tips wedged. And then cut it in two. Now gently with a ball stylus go like this. We practically do a little dip inside. If you think you need me to zoom in this part, on this part, let me know. Alrighty, so all we have to do now is to place the ears on the elf. Come on. You can even make a little dent in here. Just make sure that you place the other ear the proper height, so to speak. There you go. You can give the ears a little bit off, but as I said, try not to make it too much, because they can be easily torn off. Let me grab the cutters, because I promised to show you how to make. I need to make sure that I get by the time get there. I'll show you with the regular ones and with the camper ones, because I know I just got some camper ones. Alrighty, so let me first grab some green. And again, it's entirely up to you if you want to use this bright green or if you want to use a different green. So I went with a 6, okay, and let me grab, I'm going to go a little bit larger than normal so you can see better the process. So I have here a couple flowers. I forgot this was a 3 flower. It was a lilac flower. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 of these larger ones and 1 of the smaller ones. Get out. Okay, and now first a little bit of a bigger bead. Place 1 of them, press a little bit, and then go gently. What you need to do is just Finnegan here, kind of get it on the, stuck a little bit on the bead underneath. So we got 1 more here. And I'll show you how this looks with the regular round cutter as well. So we got 1 here. Another little bead, not very big, you don't need to make it very big. Place it on top, and then grab the second one and place it a little bit in between, so you won't have the petals go in the same direction as much as possible. It might not be totally possible, but as much as possible, as I said. Oh, I didn't place the bead very good, but you get the idea of how this goes. Then the next one, and again bring down in the middle of the petals. And for the last one, use a smaller bead, much smaller bead. Place it on top once again and place the small thing. You can make it even more tiered if you want. But theoretically, I know it's not very even and every all that, but theoretically this is how you build a Christmas tree with cutters. And if you don't have the flower cutters, you can do pretty much the same thing with round cutters. This is going to be even smaller. Three, and then a smaller one. 4. And the same as before, I'm going to have one bead ready, a second bead ready, hey, you stay here, and then the third bead between the regular size and the next has to be a little bit smaller. So, and of course we need to have a bead to put it on, but again, do it much better than I'm doing it right now, because I'm nearing an hour and you know how my back starts screaming about it. What I suggest that you do, work on it, start first on a something, either a mirror tile or an acrylic block. But again, do the same thing practically, even if you don't have a flower cutter. Do this with your needle. Oops. My back is hurting. Then place another bead. And the second thing on top of it. Bring it down. And do the same. Of course, doesn't have to be on the exact same spots like I just did. Then another bead. It works better with the flower cutters, but again, you don't absolutely need the flower cutters. So practically this is how you build it. Okay, and this is the last thing I'm going to do because I'm hurting too bad. It's a little smushed, but again, I would do it with a lot more care and attention, pretty much. So as you can see, the one with the flower cutter has more volume. So these Kemper cutters, as I said before, I get them from Trish from PolyClay Play, and please don't forget to use my affiliate link if you get something. And because what I like about that is that I don't have to buy a set. I can buy 1 or 2 at a time, and in time I got almost half of the sets. You thought I was going to say all the sets. No, about half of that. Hi, Carlene. And the thing is that they are not that expensive like that, and you can just, you know, squeeze 1 or 2 in between other stuff that you get in your order. But they are really useful. I mean, you've seen me using the stars and the flowers and the hearts and all kinds of other stuff. So I hope you will try these ideas, and you will make at least the easiest ones, that are the snowman and the Christmas ornament. And you'll have fun, especially with the grandkids and granddaughters especially. So thank you so much, and we'll do probably some Christmas ornament next Sunday. Okay? Thank you. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to like and follow and subscribe if you didn't yet. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. Bye.